When you think about moving forward, have you ever been in a situation where there's something you want to just move on from? You want to go to the next level. You want to move on. You want to stop allowing something to hold you back, keep you bound, stop you from growing, stop you from advancing. It seems like when you just thought you were able to leave and go on to that new frontier, you always feel something pulling you back. You always feel something holding you down. You always feel like something is stopping you from advancing and going to that next thing where that new opportunity, that all that hope lies, and all that, place that you want to be that's going to give you the greater success, achievement, wealth. And you just feel like something keep pulling you back. Well, I want to talk to you today about what I call the last dance. Now, when you think about a dance, with respect to a dance is something that has a lot of elements to it that can be seen as a good thing. But I want to show you, with respect to moving forward, why everyone needs to know when it's time to take the last dance with a specific thing in your life. Now, let's go to the whiteboard for a minute and let's think about some of the elements of a dance. So when you think about dance is normally moving to a rhythm. Normally is for the purpose of entertainment, right? Dance also is something that follows a pattern, and dance is also something that is used to, a lot of times it's really used to, it can be something that's fulfilling and something you enjoy, but a lot of times we're focused on the fact that it's seen by others. So, nothing wrong with dancing by yourself, but normally if someone's dancing, you want someone to see it. You're doing it for a reason, and that's a part of the experience, is someone is seeing what you're doing. So there's a lot of elements to dance, right? But I want you to think about this for a minute, and thinking about things we deal with in our life. And sometimes there are situations and things that we're dealing with where we have to really, go deeper into this dance that we are dancing that is not healthy for us, right? And so there's a lot of things, and I want you to think about for a minute, areas in which you might have danced, going through the same pattern, moving to a rhythm of life that you've always moved. It's something that entertains. In other words, you're doing what you end up doing what you want to do versus what you should do, right? It's something seen by others, and you don't, really understand the example that you might be setting that is not good or is good, right? And so think about this for a minute. Now, when we think about this, there's a lot of things in life we deal with, right? There's things we deal with respect to our health, right? There's things we do with respect to our wealth. There's things we do with respect to relationships. And all this can then relate to our levels of happiness. So when you think about health, wealth, relationships, and happiness, you think about where I might be doing this dance that is not productive, this dance that is not creating anything, this dance is not allowing me to move forward. Well, this is what I mean by we all have to get to the point where we actually say that now I have got to the last dance. And when we say we've come to the last dance, I'm really saying this is the last time that I continue to do something that I know is not adding value to my life. I'm going to be willing to break the pattern, to break the rhythm. And that starts in my mind and it ends with my feet. I have to actually do it. My hands and feet take action. And I have to really get in my heart that I no longer want to follow this pattern. So this means I need to create a pattern interrupt. I have to interrupt the normal pattern, right? And this means the normal dance I go through, the normal set of excuses, the normal reasons I use to not work out, the normal places I go that cause me to do things I don't want to do. I have to break that pattern, right? I have to interrupt that pattern. And so this is very important, right? I have to also create a new commitment, right? Very important. I have to be, make a new commitment. I also have to, I'll put it this way, move from choice to decision, right? Now we know choice has to do with selecting from options, like A and B. Decision has to do with saying, I will cut off all other distractions and become intentional about what I plan to do, right? And this is a big, big part of taking the last dance. And the other thing is to develop a self-reward. In other words, I'm willing to do this because it is a reward for me, that I don't have to be seen by others. I don't have to be approved by others, but I see some reward in doing this for myself. And when I get to that point where I can see the reward in it for myself, I can then agree to take the last dance. Now, the last dance is something very powerful. It's something that all of us have to commit to. We have to really want to do. We have to get to a place where I'm tired enough of how things have been, and I long and hope for how things could be. And when I get to the point where my hope of the better person, the better me, is greater than the comfort of who I've always been, I can start to take the last dance. And sometimes it's amazing. People thought that they couldn't change something. They thought they couldn't, transition to a better way, a better approach, being able to reach a better goal, to actually, arrive at a higher level of success. And when you arrive at that, right, I love what Nelson Mandela said a long time ago, everyone considers it impossible until it's done. And that's the mentality you have to have. It might have seemed impossible until it's done. So this is why you want to make a decision that I'm taking the last dance so that I can now not just be moving in place for sake of entertainment and following the patterns I've always followed. There's a difference between moving and making progress. A lot of times when dancing, you're moving, but there's no progress. You're just on the dance floor. If you really want to move forward, if you really want to go somewhere, you have to stop dancing and start moving, start walking, start running, start going forward. As often said, it's always about forward progression. It's always about moving things forward. As Dr. King once said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But keep moving. And I say that to you, all you CEOs out there, keep charging, keep expanding, and keep overcoming, because we are CEOs. Do not keep doing the dance that is keeping you stuck. Make a decision to actually move forward so that progress can be yours. Until next time, I'll see you soon.